Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself and your family. Children, today let's begin a new lesson from Science and Technology. Let's begin a new lesson, that is chapter number 7, Energy Flow in an Ecosystem. So let's begin. Let us first start with the introduction. Children, can you tell me what is an ecosystem? Yes, an ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystems contain biotic or living parts as well as abiotic factors or non-living parts. Now let's learn energy flow and an ecosystem. We have already learned the classification of living organism according to the mode of nutrition into producers, consumers, saprophytes, and decomposers. Trophic levels of ecosystem. Let's learn about the trophic level of ecosystem. The first is the primary consumers, or else we can say herbivores. For example, grasshoppers, squirrels, elephant, etc. They are directly dependent on autotrophs. That means on producers. They are directly dependent on them. So these are primary consumers. Secondary consumers or carnivores. For example, frog, owl, fox, etc. These consumers use herbivores as their food. Okay. So they consume herbivores as their food. Apex or top consumers are also known as carnivores. The examples are tiger, lion, etc. These consumers use herbivorous and carnivorous as their food. No other animal feed on top consumers. Okay, so these are the consumers use herbivorous and carnivorous. Next is omnivorous, that is mixed consumers. Examples are humans, bear, etc. These consumers feed on herbivorous and carnivorous. Understood, children? Now let's study food chain and food web. Children, observe this figure and explain the relationship between the components. You need to construct 4 chains like the one which is shown in this figure. Interaction goes on continuously between producers, consumers, and saprophytes. There is a definite sequence in these interaction which is called as the food chain. Each consists of 4, 5 or more links. An ecosystem consists of many food chains that are interconnected at various levels. Thus, a food web is formed. Understood, children? So, what is a food web? A food web is the natural interconnection of food chains and a graphical representation of what eats what in an ecological community. Understood, children? What is a food web? Good. An organism may be the prey for many other organisms, isn't it? For example, an insect feeds upon the leaves of various plants, but the same insect is the prey for different animals like frog, wall lizards, birds, etc. If this is to be shown in the figure, it will form an intricate web instead of a linear food chain. Such an intricate network is called a food web. Generally, food webs are found everywhere in nature. Children, you need to make a list of various consumers of an ecosystem around you and classify them according to the mode of nutrition. Okay. So children, here there is a picture of organisms given. You need to construct a food web from those pictures. Okay, this picture is also given in your textbook. You need to do this activity, children. You need to construct a food chain from those pictures which is given here and also a food web. And you need to find out, is the number of consumers fixed in a food web or not? And why is the balance of equilibrium necessary in the food web? Okay children, will you do this activity? Good. Now let us begin the next topic, the energy pyramid. Trophic level. Each level in the food chain is called a trophic level. A trophic level is the step at which the organisms obtain its food in the chain. Okay. So the amount of matter and energy gradually decreases from the producers at the lowest level to the top consumers at the highest level. Let's have an introduction to the scientist. Lindemann in 1942 studied the food chain and energy flow. Charles Elton, a British scientist, first proposed the ecological pyramid in 1927 after his study of the tundra region of the Bear Islands in England. Hence, this pyramid is also called as Eltonian pyramid. Figure shows the energy transfer that takes place at each trophic level. There are different levels of energy exchange in the food chain. The initial quantity of energy goes on decreasing at every level of energy exchange. Similarly, children, the number of organisms also decreases from the lowest level to the highest level. This pattern of energy exchange in an ecosystem is called a pyramid of energy. Understood, children? After the death of apex consumers, their energy becomes available to the decomposers. Fungi and other microorganisms decompose the body of dead animals. They are called the decomposers. In a process of obtaining food from the remains of organisms, decomposers converts them into simple carbon compounds. Okay. These substances they easily mixed with air, water and soil, from where they are again absorbed by plants and incorporated into the food chain. You can see now that due to food web formed by various modes of nutrition, energy and various nutrients circulate continuously in the ecosystem. Sun is the most important source of energy in any ecosystem. Green plants of the ecosystem store some of the solar energy in the form of food. Before reaching the decomposers, this energy is passed on from one trophic level to the next trophic level. Decomposers dissipate some amount of energy in the form of heat. However, no part of energy ever returns to the sun. Therefore, children, such passage of energy is referred to as one-way transport. Are you getting me, children? Let's see the institutes which are at work. The Indian Institute of Ecology and Environment, which is at Delhi, was established in 1980 and is involved mainly in research, training and arranging workshops and seminars. This institute has published the International Encyclopedia of Ecology and Environment. Understood, children? So, today we have finished our lecture. I hope, children, you have understood the ecosystem, food chain and food web. We have also learned the energy pyramid. Kindly watch the video attentively and then read the lesson. We will meet you in the next lecture with new topic. Thank you.